folks, and a Happy New Year from us.
Yep.
Yep. Happy New Year. Glasses on because I'm going to be doing some reading.
She's not on the phone, are you?
Yeah,
You're not bored.
I've got a list of stuff we can talk about.
So we're not here just like going, what did we do? I can't remember.
So what we thought we'd do is we'd go through especially the visits that we've done this year, have a brief recap, have a chat about it, have a natter about it, and then talk about some of the things we'd hope to do in 2025. So we started off 2024 with some recaps from 2023, which you can see on the channel anyway. But the first big visit of 2024 was a 2 or 3 day trip to London.
Yeah.
Where we crammed a lot into those 3 days, didn't we?
We did, yes.
Royal Palaces, we saw Buckingham Palace, we saw Clarence House, up the mountain. I mean, we got to Buckingham Palace and it was bucketing it down. This is round about February time. Absolutely bucketing it down.
It was a wet weekend, wasn't it?
We covered some boot leather though, we covered some ground in those few days.
It was a wet weekend in London.
Did a lot of it on foot, didn't we, that first day?
We did a lot of it on foot, yeah. So we managed to get to Trafalgar Square from the palace on foot. Had a coffee, and a cake, and then we made his way back, didn't we? Past Clarence House.
Yes, Clarence House, St James's Palace. We had to walk round. We cut, down where they filmed the Royal Christenings, down that road there. I don't know what it's called. Like there's Clarence House there and St James's. They walked down there and round the other side of St James's Palace. And we stayed at the Rubens at the Palace, which was an okay hotel. Wasn't it?
It was okay,
it was
yeah,
nice,
yeah.
It?
It was supposed to be 5-star, and I think it was teetering on the brink, possibly, maybe.
Yeah.
It was nice. It was nice enough.
I enjoyed it, and then
it was all right.
It was all right. Oh, we got in trouble. We'll tell you about that later. Remember that?
It was all right.
It were all right. Anyway, then we did the Tower of London as well, didn't we?
We did do the Tower of London. It was good, yeah.
Yeah, enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was a good day trip. We got the train, didn't we? Got the train, the tube across to there, and we had a nice time.
We thought we were going to see a royal procession, but it wasn't a royal procession, like a cavalade, what do you call it? A cavalade, where it's like lots of cars and lots of police bikes and stuff. I copped the main car, but I couldn't recognise any of them.
We thought it was the Prime Minister in the end, didn't we, I think?
No, that was the first day. First day it was a Prime Minister, but we missed it like by seconds. But then at the Tower of London, we thought it was a royal family, but it wasn't. I didn't recognise any of them in the main car. No. Tower of London was good. It was interesting, wasn't it? I've been there before. Have you?
I'd never been before. No, it was all right. Yeah, it was all right.
It was nice. Right. Then the next day we went to Kensington Palace, which again it was just pouring down of rain. We walked from Buckingham Palace, where we were staying, obviously not in the palace, the Rubens, to Kensington Palace through Hyde Park and Kensington Gardens. Past the Serpentine, where Lady Diana in 1995 showed the world how it's done in that little black number. Yes, we enjoyed that as well.
Yeah, got drenched, didn't we?
We got drenched,
absolutely drenched.
But we enjoyed it.
It was a nice day. Yeah, it was a nice day out. Kensington Palace was all right.
Yeah. Then we did a little walk through the streets towards Knightsbridge, and then we went to Harrods. We went into the food courts, loved the food courts, but then when we got upstairs, I actually became a lot overwhelmed in there. I couldn't stand it. I went really weird and really faint, and I had to just get out. And then we got out and we went back to the hotel.
And all the news stories has come out recently, so that maybe it was the reason why you got so upset. But
honestly,
there we go.
It was horrible. It's been because of the work I do. I don't very rarely get that anymore because I tend to know to handle it. But it got really overcome. It was on I'll tell you the floor of it. It was on the children's wear. Remember, it just I couldn't breathe. It was like I was being overpowered. It was horrible. Anyway, moving on swiftly, Claire. We then went to, because I am a Scorpio rising star sign, so when you Scorpio rising, you've got a little bit of shadow about you, and you like to deep dive into the underworld. So I have got a little bit of a fascination with East End crime, like the Krays and the Jack the Ripper murders, etc. So we went to Bethnal Green.
We did that after the Tower of London.
Did we?
Yeah.
Yes, we did. Yeah, we did.
We got
Sorry.
mixed up.
I'm doing quite well here, actually, to remember.
That was our tube day. We went everywhere on the tube, didn't we?
We went to Bethnal Green.
Bethnal Green.
To the pub where I think it was Ronnie Cray shot George Cornell. We went to, which is the Blind Beggar, and we went and had a glass of wine in the.
We did, didn't we?
No, you had
I had a whiskey, didn't I? It's a very expensive drink.
And I had a glass of wine. They must know that tourists. I mean, it's a spit and sawdust pub.
It's ropey.
You can feel the energy of in there as well. If anyone's wondering, you can feel it. I got chased by a cat in there. I got stalked by a cat.
You did, yeah.
I've got two cats.
Ronnie,
I'm sure they're called Ronnie and Reggie, those cats. Yes, I enjoyed that actually. I do like the old East End of London. I could talk about it for hours.
It was very different to the 1970s, though, wasn't it?
Very different.
Yeah.
One of the things I was disappointed of, but you can't do everything when you go to London, is I didn't know there was a Jack the Ripper tour.
I did mention
Did you
it.
mention it?
I did mention
sometimes
it.
you mention things, it just doesn't go in.
Yeah, it don't go in, does it? And I was trying to work out whether we could fit it in as well, and it just seemed a bit much for the day. I think we had that discussion. I think it was just a bit too much to do in a day, because I think you had to book it, and I just couldn't work out when we'd be free. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I've not really done the tube much in London, so I didn't know how long it's going to take us to get anywhere really. So it's another. We can do it.
We can do it again. We've already started to think about another London trip. So that was London, of which we really enjoyed.
Yeah, got wet, but enjoyed
got wet. It was a good time to go actually. February.
Wasn't as busy, was it?
No. Then we came back and we did a few natters. So we talked about our bookish habits, AI, the rise of machines, or saviour of humanity. We then, in March time, went to Northumberland.
My birthday, wasn't it?
Yes, it was for your birthday. And we stayed in Northumberland for a week, was it?
Something like that, maybe 5 days.
Yeah, where we got an Airbnb in a place called, that's Alexa going.
We're back in a sec.
We're back. So
Alexa stopped now.
We stopped in an Airbnb in a place called Sea Houses in Northumberland, which is just down the coast from Bamber Castle. Still catering place, and we stayed up that area. We did the customary trip to Alnwick.
Yeah.
We started off in Alnwick, didn't we?
We did,
yes. The Premier Inn, because you know me and Barter Books. We went to Barter Books and we went to the Alnwick Gardens, and guess what? It was raining.
We got soaked.
Pissing it down.
Yeah.
All day. Pissed it down. I don't know why we even did that. Alnwick Gardens.
It was nice though, wasn't it? It was nice.
Bucketed it down. Yeah. It did.
We even went round the poison garden, didn't we? I think it stopped for that though. I think it stopped for that.
Yeah, but you've got to have a tour around that, because obviously there's a lot of poisonous plants in there.
Yeah, I don't want you just picking anything and touching anything.
Yeah, and we then stayed up near Bamber Castle. We did a walk from Sea Houses to Bamber on the beach, of which I thought we were going to get stranded, because I am not confident on rock pools and rocks, am I?
It was quite rocky.
And it was very slippy.
But I managed to coax Claire across.
Yeah, it was a good old walk up right from Sea Houses up to Bamber, and then we had a lovely little lunch in a cafe there called something the Kettle.
Copper Kettle.
Copper Kettle in Bamber.
That was a nice lunch, that wasn't it?
Lovely lunch.
Because it was gluten and dairy free, I think it was. But managed to get.
But they were fine with that.
Yeah, really good. I don't think we had any problems actually in Bamber and Sea Houses for
really
allergies
good.
and stuff. It was really, really good. Most places we went to, it was really, really good. So yeah, we did that.
Then we went up to the Grace Darling Museum.
We did, yes.
Which is kind of where the lifeboats originated from. They lived out on do not quote me on any of this. They lived out on the Farne Islands, and there was a wreckage, and she went out in a wooden rowing boat, and that's kind of where the whole lifeboat thing started. We saw her grave, and then we walked all the way back, not down the beach this time, but back down the main road between Bamber and Sea Houses, I think we clocked up over 20,000 steps that day, which for us is a miracle.
It is. I had achy legs, I've got to admit, that night.
And by the time we got back to Sea Houses, we went to Neptune's fish and chip shop for some gluten-free fish and chips, which were mwah.
Yeah, they were nice, weren't they?
And then we
were supposed to do a boat trip, didn't we? But it got cancelled because of the weather. We were going to go across to the National Trust,
Farne Island,
the lighthouse.
Yeah,
I can't remember what it's called now. The lighthouse.
Holy Island.
No, not Holy Island. We were going to go to the lighthouse.
That's Holy Island. Sure it is.
No, it's not.
It is.
What the light?
I don't know.
Holy Island's where the Abbey is, isn't it? Abbey, that's where.
It's the Farne Islands, though, isn't it?
Farne Islands,
Yeah,
that's what it was. Not Holy Island. Holy Island is Linda's farm, isn't it?
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Sorry.
It's fine. Don't say sorry.
I apologise for being right.
And then, we did. So that day we went and we found Vera's house, didn't we?
That we actually drove to the Holy Island, didn't we? Instead of the boat trip.
And we found Vera's house. And Vera, for those of you that don't know, is a drama series where it's like a middle-aged. Well, she's not middle-aged. She's like a late middle-aged.
Yeah, she's near retirement.
She's knocking on now.
Yeah.
And Geordie, it's based up there, and a house is just off on the just as you get onto the island around a corner down in the sand dunes. We had a wander around there, went right to the tip of it, right where the castle is, and again it was some of it. And then we went to the.
We went into the Abbey as well, didn't we?
Yeah. Oh yes. Oh, we had an issue in there as well.
Yes. The nuns didn't like you in there.
No, the dead monks didn't like me in there, and I got.
Was it a monk? I thought it was a nun.
No, it was a monk. A dead monk pushed me over some rocks. So I had to leave that. I'm not liked on there anyway, energetically, for various reasons.
What else did we do? I'm sure we did something else. Can't remember now. Well, we went to Bamburgh Castle, didn't we? So we did the Bamburgh Walk, didn't we? Then we did Bamburgh Castle, and then we were supposed to do the boat trip, but we couldn't do the boat trip because it wasn't the weather, so we went to Linda's farm, and we saw the tide coming in as well at the end, didn't we? Which was good.
It was
covers the
interesting.
path.
And then went for some more cake and coffee at a nice little place. There's like a campsite there as well, just as you get to the main path that goes over.
It's a really big place, isn't it? To do like camping and cakes and coffees and meals and things like that. So that was really good.
And then we went to some. I think they're called Dido stones or Dodo stones.
Oh yeah.
You walk through farmers' fields to them. I mean, if you just put Dodo or Dido stones, I always get them wrong. In Northumberland, Sea Houses, Bamburgh Castle Way, they should come up. And you just walk through a couple of farmers' fields, but it's really interesting, isn't it? Really mystical. And yes, then we went around. I don't know if this is all in order. Then one day we did Bamburgh Castle inside, and we saw a lot of the Last Kingdom outfits from the Netflix series. And on the evening of your birthday, we went to a local pub for a glass of wine, and we went to a lovely curry house in Sea Houses, which was delicious.
Well, it was a local pub. It was the hotel where we were going to stay, and then we looked at the menu. They didn't really have anything gluten-y, dairy-free, did we? So we decided not to bother and cancel it, and we got the Airbnb instead. But yeah, nice enough drink, wasn't it? Yeah. But we went to a curry house, didn't we? And that was really nice.
It was
really nice. A really nice Ruby Murray, as it's in the East End of London.
Oh yeah, it was nice. And then the day after that, we came back calling in at Darlington at the Bannatyne Spa place for a spa day, which was we're struggling with spa days.
Yeah, it was a bit rushed, wasn't it? Yeah. They just don't seem to give you the time that you were supposed to get. You know what I mean? They seem to leave you waiting in there for quite some time before they turn up, then just do half the amount of time and then bugger off and leave you again.
And then we came back and Gary started doing his cooking vlogs, gluten-free and dairy-free Yorkshire puddings. We then had a chat about the new Barbie movie and a trip to Burley House and Stamford, which is in Lincolnshire. And Burley House was once lived in by, I think he was called Lord Burleigh, Chief something or another, to Queen Elizabeth I. Nice place, wasn't it?
It was lovely. The gardens were amazing, weren't they? It was a nice house, that, actually.
Yeah.
One of the high points of the year, I think, for me.
Yeah.
That and something else that'll come up soon, I think. But yeah.
Then we did a relaxing Sunday at our local garden centre. More gluten-free baking.
Yeah.
Then
we forgot about them fondants. They were nice, weren't they?
Yeah. And then we did the Thackeray's discuss scoop and other royal spares, which we'll, enjoyed that. That was interesting. Then we did a bank holiday vlog to Grimsthorpe Castle.
That was a nice enough place as well, Grimsthorpe, wasn't it? I don't think it's as nice as Hever, but not Hever. What's it called? I've forgotten. Burley House, but yeah, it was all right. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, and then we shared our stories about our childhood toys.
One of our natters.
Yeah. And then the Thackeray's explore the most controversial Titanic conspiracies.
Yeah, we did that.
Where we looked at the list of them and looked and talked about them. Tips and tricks of cruising. Then a beautiful day out at Tattershall Castle in Lincolnshire.
Yeah.
Very different place, isn't it?
It's a National Trust place.
Yeah.
There's not that much there because there's usually a lot of the furniture and stuff's gone. It's just kind of bare house, isn't it? But it's a very interesting place. Just like a tower, a bit like mini Tower London almost, isn't it? Really interesting.
Yes, then we did some more. The Natter time, the Thackeray's, the things we gave up to improve our life. It's interesting doing this, actually, going over it all.
Yeah.
And then we're into summer and we're into the solstice weekend and we're into another trip to the London area where we went to Hever Castle, we went to Windsor Castle and we went to Hampton Court Palace.
We went ballistic, didn't we?
That really finished me off, did that. I tell you, I won't lie to you. Thankfully, we set off through the night, or the early evening into the night to Hever Castle from Lincolnshire to Kent.
Yeah, that was a saving grace, wasn't it?
Otherwise, I don't think we'd have been able to do it.
Yeah, because driving down and then doing Hever Castle would have been a lot in a day, wouldn't it?
And we stayed at Premier Inn, got there about 11:30 at night.
Yeah, it was 50 quid well spent, wasn't it? Whatever it was, I think it was something like that for the Premier Inn for the night. Yeah, it was definitely well spent.
Definitely, we loved Hever Castle.
It was lovely, wasn't it? We'll definitely go back again. They've got some like Airbnbs, haven't they? So it'd be nice to stop at one of those. I think.
Yeah, and Christmas time, they really do a good setup at Christmas time. I'd love to do that. Well, I've mentioned that.
I know you have. Yeah. No, we're thinking about next Vlogmas. That's all, aren't we? So,
it's a shame we just missed the Anne Boleyn rooms getting opened up again. But again, it gives us an excuse to go back.
It does, yeah.
Very interesting history. You're in there and you feel as though you could just walk in at any point. Anne Boleyn. There's a little stone bridge as well, and I could actually feel it with the 8th galloping over that bridge. I shit you not. It was just like you could hear the hooves. Well, I could, obviously. You could hear the hooves and everything. It was just, and you can imagine all the Boleyns outside and all the stuff waiting. Yeah. Took my breath away, it did. And then we did the gardens, and then there's this big lake that we walked around as well.
There is, yes. Yeah, it was nice. Yeah, it was a nice day out, that. It really, really was a nice day out. I think it was the best day out of the lot. I think we said that, then Hampton Court, and then Windsor Castle, didn't we?
So then the next day we travelled to London, which is Hampton Court, just outside London. It's classed as London. Surrey. And we stayed in an Airbnb there, and we went to Hampton Court. Hampton Court, I've been before. It was very different to what I remember, but I've explained that in another channel of what I think was going on there. It wasn't what I was expecting. No. There was something missing from that place. I'm not sure what's gone on there between my first visit in the noughties to now, but it was just a strange feeling there.
It's just a bit bitty as well, weren't it? Because it's a bit bitty because there's different histories there as well, aren't there? And it's almost like
your attention.
It's that ultimate history being overwritten kind of scenario, wasn't it? Where rooms had been redesigned and a lot of the Tudor stuff had gone, and all the more recent stuff. Interesting, that was interesting. It's a big place, isn't it?
Yes, it's huge. It's a day's job, but before we got to Hampton Court, we did stay at that Airbnb, but went to Windsor Castle first.
I know, I didn't want to interrupt you.
I know, sorry, I'm doing quite well here.
You are. Considering the videos are in that order.
I know. Windsor Castle. It was interesting, wasn't it? Again, it was a glorious day. That weekend was glorious.
Yeah, we missed the Royals not by much, did we? I think they left Windsor Castle while we were having dinner.
Do you know, I'd forgotten all about that. Let me explain the drama of that day. Right, so where do we begin? So we've got Ascot on, and obviously Ascot, they go from Windsor Castle, and there's a lot of bodyguards about, a lot of official cars, a lot of tension, a lot of huge royal fans waiting in the same place for hundreds of hours. So we decided to wait in the same place for a few hours. And we saw Lady Frederick Windsor and Freddie Windsor. So Freddie Windsor, as many of you will know, is the son of Prince and Princess Michael of Kent. We saw somebody else that was on Dancing on Ice or something.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
But we literally missed the main event, as in Charles and Camilla. Literally missed it. So we're walking up the long walk in Windsor Great Park, and we nearly got knocked over by horses coming back from Ascot. All the cars came back empty and everything. We'd missed it. But the horses came down and nearly knocked us over. Yeah,
the carriages. Yeah. So we decided to give up waiting, didn't we, to see if anybody else had come out. And we went and got some lunch, didn't we?
I think
during lunch they all left, and then they came back, and we got them as they were coming back, didn't we? But they were empty. Yeah. They were all getting having a nice time at Ascot. It's like,
we weren't meant to see them, to be quite honest. Went to a nice place in Windsor, just opposite where Charles and Camilla got married. It was a hotel, nice meal, wasn't it? We had a walk through Great Park, and after the meal, we came across Harry and Meghan's place. What's it called? Frogmore Cottage. Which, with all due respect, is actually, you can actually see it from the main drive.
You can, you can.
So
see
it was actually quite right, because I made a point and I said I had my phone up photographing it, and I didn't have a telephoto lens, and I could see right to their top bedrooms. So I could understand why, when you see it, how close it is to the main place where we're all up and down on that long walk.
It's not as private as you think.
It's not, and it is exposed. And it has a really sad feeling about it, doesn't it? It gives me the shivers. And I think a lot of that shiver feeling comes from the history of it, because it used to be a place where the staff used to live. Then the next day we did Hampton Court, didn't we?
We did do Hampton Court, and we've talked about that.
And we went for some gins and tonic. Well, I went for a gin and tonic.
What was the
Six Wives gin?
It was nice, that.
And we also,
expensive, but it was nice.
Now we're going to explain how we got in trouble, because in June 2024 we did a book club choice called The Heathen Horde by Stephen A. Mackay.
We did.
And the author has actually put a comment on it. You can go and have a look at it. Kind of like taking the piss of what we said about his book and our accents, because you said it were all right. It were all right. Which it was. It was all right. So just to explain, it was all right.
That's why I tend to say it's all right now when I'm just a bit blasé about something. I was going to read his next book, and I can't be bothered after that now. And we're going to, if I really liked it, I was going to review it, and I was going to say, you know what, the first one was all right, but I actually enjoyed it now, because sometimes when you read the second book, it brings a series out, doesn't it? And the first book sat on its own, don't really mean much, but then when you get into the second and maybe third books, the characters all seem to blend, and that's why sometimes I read the series again after they're finished, and it makes more sense. So me saying it was all right was just, it was, but they might be really good once you get into the concept of the whole series. That's what I was trying to say, right? But that's what I was trying to explain to them. Am I coming back?
Yes. And then we came back and we did a video, Natter, planning our holiday to Scotland.
Yes.
And our holiday to Scotland started in a place called, and I cannot remember, St. Lothian?
Something like that.
Lothian
or something like that.
That's where it scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
We stayed in what's it called?
Best Western.
And it wasn't a good idea. But anyway.
No, it had a wedding on, and it was quite rough and noisy and drunkard. And we didn't get much sleep.
We decided on that holiday that we would try and cover some of the Outlander places.
Well, no, we were going to go to Edinburgh, weren't we? We were going to have a day out in Edinburgh. But because we were so knackered after such a poor night's sleep, we sacked Edinburgh off because we didn't think we could do Edinburgh justice. On like a sleeper, because it's got a big place, isn't it? It's not massive, but it's, you know, stuff spread out, and there's a lot to see, and we couldn't be bothered walking around Edinburgh, could we? Let's put it. So we decided to go to was it Hopetown House?
Hopetown House or Hopetown.
And as part of that, we thought, ooh, light bulb moment, we can do maybe some of the Outlander stuff, because Claire was currently reading the Outlander series, weren't you?
Yeah. And Hopetown House is where they filmed some of the Outlander scenes.
Yep.
We then went on to Lallybroch, which was the home of Jamie Fraser in Outlander.
Yeah.
And that night, we then stayed at a lovely place, a 5-star hotel, which is an old boat.
Yeah, it was a treat, wasn't it?
Yeah, called the Fingal in Edinburgh.
Wow.
And it is wow. It's worth it. If you get a chance to treat yourself and you want to just go for it, you only live once. Well, actually you don't, but there you go. You only live once as you. Go for it, because it was lovely, wasn't it? Lovely feel, lovely rooms, luxurious, without being pretentious, gorgeous food.
Oh, the food was amazing. The chef was really good. I hope they've managed to keep hold of her, because she's really good in these current climates and staffing issues and things. But the staff were fantastic, weren't they? It's one of the best hotels I've stayed in a long time.
We did a vlog on that, didn't we?
Yeah,
you can go through all our playlists and have a look.
Yeah.
To remind you or to watch them for the first time. We then went for a visit to Royal Yacht Britannia.
We did, yeah.
The interesting thing is, I thought it'd only take us an hour it's a boat, but it took us a full day, because there was
a good 4 hours or something like that.
Boat leather that we lost that day, because there's a lot to see on it. It is worth the money if you're interested, whether you're interested in royalty or not, even if it's just for a step back in time. Because there's a lot of 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s history on there, and a lot of it it's all old fashioned. Interesting, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. It was a good day out. That it's worth a watch of a video.
And they've got like a restaurant there that they've built onto the top that it just serves afternoon teas, meals, sandwiches, cakes, coffees,
nice,
alcohol.
I think we had egg mayonnaise sandwiches or something like that. Didn't we? It was nice.
It was
It was all right.
It was all right. It was very, very nice.
What we got next?
And then was it the hauntingly majestic, beautiful Natter Castle? This
nice,
was your place, wasn't it?
I saw. I think when we were looking to go to Scotland, one of the places that just came up. It's like a cliff top castle, and it looks spectacular. We went to Queen Mother's house.
Yes, Glams.
Didn't like it. Did we?
No, we
didn't like it. Didn't get on with it. We were there an hour and a half, something like that, weren't we? And we didn't really have much else to do that day. And then I remembered Natter Castle, and I said, let's just try there, because it was just up the coast, and it was kind of on the way to where we were heading. And I really liked it, and it was a bit spooky because it was foggy when we got to this coast. And it cleared, and it was nice. It was a bit of it's a very steep walk down.
Yeah, it's not an easy walk. I don't think, not especially if you're not good on your feet.
No, you I think you'd have struggled in the castle grounds, because there's quite a lot of steepy, steppy, weird, dodgy knee.
Yeah, he always talks about that.
Well, you would have done that, wouldn't you? And you didn't try it. Let's put it that way. So, and I just got a bit of footage wandering around the castle and that. And you got up there though, fair play.
Did you?
And you know, on the way in through the battlements and things, it was quite slippy under cobbly stones and things, weren't it? But you managed to get up into the grounds, which was a good achievement.
Yeah. I don't know. These are not all in order, so this isn't going to. And it was there's a lot to think about in this holiday. We went to Balmoral. We did the internal tour of Balmoral Castle, so we paid for one of King Charles's expensive tickets.
Yes.
The tour was about 40-45 minutes of the downstairs rooms. Some of the downstairs rooms. Strict security. You were not allowed to film in there. You were not allowed to take your phones in there. anything. It was all right.
It was all right.
It was fine. If you're a royal fan,
and if there's two of you, got 200 quid to spare.
Do it. if it's that's what we think. But if you're just doing it for doing its sake, then don't. We did it for the vlog, didn't we?
We did, yeah. We'll never get that money back, but
he's decorated a lot of it downstairs. I don't know what it was like before, but there's all new wallpaper, all new carpets. I think my feeling is Balmoral's been a bit wrecked, a bit old, possibly like the ship. And I think he's had to do a little bit of an overall hunt on it for the public rooms to be presentable.
Quite possibly,
there was all new wallpaper up, there was all new carpet. And they've actually built a big new cafe area.
That was nice.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Good. I mean, he's a good planner, isn't he?
Yeah.
I will give him that.
Service weren't up to much, but it was a nice restaurant.
He does know how to plan things and do the lay of the land.
Yeah.
We then did the Hogwarts Express to the Jacobite Railway.
Yeah, we did that. Oh, good that. It's a shame because they've had trouble with the carriages, haven't they, and safety precautions and things. So the original carriages that he used, the really splendid carriages you'd expect to see, because we booked first class. We thought if we're going to do it, let's do it properly, and we'll get some nice footage. And they changed the carriages, so all the really splendory carriages that you'd expect to see, they weren't there. And the only thing that said it was first class was a little doily on the seat saying first class on it.
Which was otherwise, I wasn't impressed.
Otherwise, you might as well just have been in any old train carriage, which is a bit depressing. And they didn't do table service either, did they? They just whacked your afternoon tea in a box on the table. Which
wasn't what we paid for. But anyway, scenery-wise, it was nice. It was nice. It's breathtaking. It's worth doing.
Yeah, they need to clean the windows.
Yeah, they need to cut some of the shrubs down at the side. They can't do that.
They can't do that, but that's a bit unfair. But the windows were a bit dirty on the train as well. But they're going to be because it's a steam train. So...
Yeah. But it's worth doing. It was beautiful. Beautiful weather, wasn't it?
It was a nice day. We had a nice day out. We stopped in a lovely B&B, which you were a bit unsure of when I mentioned it.
Yeah, but it was lovely.
It was a lovely little B&B. Can't remember the name now.
I can't remember.
No, it's a lovely B&B.
Enjoyed another nice curry.
We did, yeah.
A couple of nights.
We had 2 nights there, yeah. Fort William, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Nice day.
We also did a trip to Skye. We're going back a bit now, because these videos are uploaded like that. We went to Dunvegan Castle on the majestic Isle of Skye, which was an interesting place, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was all right.
Skye was rammed.
It was disappointing. Skye it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful and picturesque and amazing. It's just too busy. And
a lot of, especially like the fairy pools, don't go. Yeah. The roads are not, apparently some of the roads have collapsed now.
I'm not surprised.
It's not nice. It's not what you think it is. You're not going to find any fairies there.
No.
I think that's a ship that sailed. I think if you want to find that type of thing, go off the beaten track.
Yeah, there's loads of stuff off the beaten track.
But yeah, it was... Glencoe was the same as well, just ruined.
Yeah, with just busy and people just climbing up and down mountains and things and probably getting themselves lost and all sorts.
People are constantly getting lost up on Glencoe.
Yeah,
and
not surprised.
Well, I said killed, I meant to say dead, but there you go. It's not, I always struggle with Glencoe. I know it's gorgeous, I know it's beautiful, but the energy of Glencoe flips me out every time. Oh.
So yeah, we did those. We did what was it?
Dunvegan.
No, we did the drive, didn't we? I did a scenic drive.
We've done some scenic drives. Loch
Glenshale, wasn't
it?
That was a lovely drive. And we did it there and back, didn't we? Because it was different in different weathers as well, which see, I'm not sure if it came across as well as it could have done in the video, especially the going back one, because obviously we were at the wrong side of the road to get all the locks and things, but maybe it will know if you had to be there. And it is a lovely drive to get there, and yeah, Skye's really nice, just too busy. Don't go. I don't know.
No, I don't know. I'll go out of season.
Yeah, well, weather's not going to be there though, is it? No, so it's a difficult one. If you don't go, other people might be able to enjoy. I don't know. Other people don't go, so you can go. I don't know.
It's a difficult one.
And there's just camper vans everywhere, especially around Scotland. Everywhere you go, the laybys are just full of camper vans, aren't they? think there's a big hoo-ha in Scotland at the minute about camper vans. But yeah, if you've got a camper van, good luck to you, because it's a good way. I think it's a great way to get about. Personally, I think there's just too many of them at the minute. I think it's just too popular. But I can imagine it being a good way to get about. Yeah, because we've thought about it ourselves.
I think the traditional camper van owners are fantastic people. I think there's a trend at the minute, and you can tell the trenders from the original, authentic. It's in their blood. They've done it for years.
Yeah, yeah.
I think we have to make that clear, because there are people.
Oh yeah.
That do it just for a fad.
Yeah,
and you can see them. They've got these big, brand new, spangly ones. They're the ones I'm wearing.
Yeah, it's the ones that
the ones that have actually done a renovation of a van.
I've forgotten what the road is. The Northwest 500 or something. Yeah. I don't know. And it's the road that they all go round. It's very popular now, and everybody does it in camper vans.
Yeah,
And I feel sorry for all the hoteliers. I quite happily do it in a car and stop in a nice hotel and get a nice meal.
Yeah, but that's you love hotels. You love hotels. I do a bit of camping.
I do it, but I think it's just too busy at the minute, because you'd struggle to park up in laybys and things. And
I was shocked what I was seeing in Scotland. It was just.
I mean, Glencoe was shocking. For every lay-by was full of cars or camper vans, mostly camper vans.
Every single lay-by. It was just.
It was unreal, wasn't it? And especially lay-bys they shouldn't have been in. I think there was one for coaches, and it was full of camper vans, and there shouldn't have been any cars or camper vans in that one. But
then we rounded up our trip to Scotland at it with a 2-day stay at my auntie and uncle's, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yes, that was lovely.
Yeah, it was nice. That wasn't it? Yeah, it was nice, relaxing end to the.
We got looked after.
We did, didn't we?
We got looked after.
She loves catering, nice food, nice wine, nice company.
Yes.
Yes. And then we came back and had a breather, and you had about 500 videos to put together.
Yeah, we got over at the Scott. If we eventually do a hints and trips for YouTube and YouTube video content making, is don't make too many videos at once, especially if you're still working full time, because it's just overwhelming, and your video's almost out of date by the time you get around to some of them, and it's a bit disappointing. It almost feels old.
Yeah, and we kind of slowed the channel down there because we got really overwhelmed, and we got tired as well. So we're going to be a bit better in 2025 to not overdo things like that.
Yeah.
Then in August, I enjoyed a trip to Leeds with my nieces. So I did the first time ever filming them for YouTube, and they're still a little bit young. So I did about, what was the video? A 12-minute video, 12-minute mini vlog, wasn't it? For just some little introductions for them. We did lots of shopping, shop till we drop meals, Nando's, that type of thing. I'm going to do the same in 2025, and we may even do a longer video. Then we started doing end of the month wrap-ups, didn't we? So we started that in August. What we did in August, see another Scenic Drive from Scotland, unboxing Neil's Yard and Cornish Seaweed Bath Co Company. I've been asked to update on that video. The Neil's Yard I really like. The seaweed shampoo from the Cornish Seaweed Bath Co. I don't know. You have to put, especially for the first shampoo, you have to put a lot on to get it to froth.
To lather.
Yeah. And I know that's possibly because it's got no nasties in it, and I appreciate that. But when you're already struggling with hair loss and thinning and stuff with hormones, to then have to really, I didn't like it, and and you had to use a lot of it to actually make it feel like it was a shampoo. So I'm now using Neil's Yard. Natters, we did an autumn. We're going into autumn now. But before we did that, we did a trip to Chatsworth House for our anniversary.
We did, yes.
And Buxton Spa Hotel.
So we were going to do more content for this, and we thought the hotel was going to be really nice to do, and it wasn't as nice as we thought it was. Buxton wasn't as nice as we thought it was. It probably had something to do with the weather, because again, it peed it down, didn't it? It absolutely peed it down. It was a bit of a downer. Couldn't do as much filming as we wanted to do, so we reduced the content right down there, didn't we? I think we whacked it on a natter in the end.
Yeah, Chatsworth House has got its own video. Chatsworth House was okay. It was okay.
It was alright.
It wasn't. I don't know. I've got some houses I go to I love, and some I just can't settle with, and there's a lot of reasons for that. I struggled with Chatsworth.
Yeah.
It was very busy, and there was not a lot to it. Outside view of it, beautiful house, beautiful setting, but a lot of empty rooms.
And a lot of the stuff's broken, isn't it? The fountains, and they've got the waterfall thing, and I think they need to spend a lot of money on that place, which is quite shocking because it's quite a, I think it's quite a popular house. That it's always busy, so it's like, where's all this money going? But I suppose they're quite big houses. It's a big house, so that's probably where it is going. Can't afford to do certain things, but anyhow.
Before we move on, I forgot we went up to Culloden Battlefield in Scotland, which was where the Battle of Culloden was, and with the Jacobites. I forgot to mention that. That was a very eerie, interesting place. I struggle with battlefields, but that one felt more peaceful than tormented. It had a sadness to it, a heaviness to it, but it will also had a peacefulness to it. So if ever you want to do it, or you feel pulled for whatever reason, but you're affected by energies, don't let that put you off. It was an interesting walk, very sombre. But
I can imagine. I've never been there. I can imagine Normandy being the same. Potentially, like the First World War kind of fields and things like that. Potentially, I don't know. I've never been, but I can imagine them being very similar. The poppy fields and things.
Yeah, you're probably right. The beaches of Normandy.
Well, that's different than Second World War, but yeah.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, by the Battle of the Somme, First World War Battle of the Somme.
Yeah. Those kind of places.
It may be worth doing some looking at that, but I do have an issue with Paris and all that kind of stuff. I can't get off the ship when I get to Le Havre. Le Havre. And I want to do a trip to Paris and do certain things in Paris, but I just don't know. Then we went on to embracing things, the things we're embracing our 40s, tips and tricks of planning a wedding and stories from our own wedding. October wrap up. We then did a movie Natter where we talked about watching Firebrand plus other Tudor conspiracies. We're going to talk about that. And then, God, we go straight into Vlogmas. Of which we've just done. That was a busy year, that wasn't it, for a first year?
It was, and that was our first year, the end of the first year. We did a Natter through Vlogmas, didn't we? Of the celebration of our first year, because we started in Vlogmas last year.
Yes.
So what's next?
So what's next? We're starting off 2025 thinking about health and well-being, and we're doing a joint thing that was your idea about a January challenge, 31-day challenge.
Yes.
Where you're going to go to our home gym for 31 days for at least 30 minutes. Yeah.
So it was thought of doing dry January, but we decided to do dry 2025. So we're not completely separate to January, what we're doing in the challenge. We're going dry for 2025, aren't we?
We'll come to that in a minute.
But yeah.
I'm going to do the no sugar for 31 days. Yeah. And you've also started to drink cacao twice a week now.
I have, yes.
So cacao is a heart implant medicine. I drink it every day. It looks like hot chocolate, and I drink it instead of coffee on a morning now. And it's made wonderful improvements. We're also going on a full power cacao retreat run by Liam Brown this year, which we will do as far as we can at once, something like that. Yeah, try and put it to some type of either a vlog or a Natter with pictures and stuff. So
we'll see what we can do.
Yeah.
I have to have a word with Liam.
What could do?
He seems down to enough.
Yeah.
That's around about my birthday, isn't it? So we're going to treat that as my birthday weekend as well, I think.
Yeah.
Possibly.
So we've decided to
go to the theatre twice,
aren't we? We've got 2 theatre trips. We've got Dracula and the Michael Jackson tribute show at the theatre in Lincoln. I think that's one night after the other, so we'll vlog that. We'll vlog it as one, I think.
Yeah. We'll probably as theatre trip. We won't be able to do much of the show because they probably won't be allowed to film. But we'll see. And obviously YouTube don't like you putting music on there that's copyrighted, so I think we'll struggle. But we can put the theatres can't we? And maybe go for a meal or something like that.
That kind of thing. And the sober 2025 and beyond, to be quite honest. Now, we don't drink a lot at all, to be quite fair. It's usually a bottle of wine on a birthday, at Christmas, and New Year's Eve. But I think it's since the cacao, I just can't tolerate it. So I've said, you know what? I'm going to do. I mean, we did a sober 2023, and this year, 2024, we've hardly drank at all compared to what we did in previous years, like from before 2019.
I mean, the worst we've drunk is for those 2 Christmas do's. My work one and the other work one, but and yeah, felt rotten afterwards. Both got thrown there.
Well, sometimes you've got to do that and have those experiences to realise, and this is what 2025 is going to be about for many people, just realising. Sometimes you've got to step back to step forward.
So yeah, I think it's an aim. Let's try another year we out and see where we go from there. And then you might think, oh, shall we go another year we out? And then another year we out.
Yeah, and then before you know it.
A lifetime without.
And before you know it, you smoke silver the night.
Yeah.
We're planning on, we've got a cruise to Iceland this year.
We have, I'm looking forward to that.
Yes, got a cruise to Iceland, so that's going to be around the solstice and my birthday.
Yep.
We're just now starting to plan other things. We're not going to overdo it. We need to do this cinema in the woods.
Yeah, I've got a voucher for that, so we need to pick a film to go and watch that. There's a few films I've got my eye on through 2025, I think, potentially, that we might be able to go. There's the Bridget Jones, potentially, that we could go around Valentine's Day. It might make a good Valentine's Day cinema read in the woods vlog. I don't know. We'll see if they've got it on.
More Natters.
More Natters.
More Natters. Tips and tricks of YouTube. How to start a YouTube channel. All kinds of different things. Days out. More home-based vlogs as well.
Yeah, game nights maybe.
Game nights. Do some cleaning vlogs.
Yeah, those kind of things. Trips out. Walk to Lincoln maybe, or walk to the pub halfway to Lincoln.
What on the Sober 2025?
We don't have
You
to
can get a coffee there.
Well, last time we went there, we did it in 2023, didn't we? We only had a Coke.
Was it in 2023 we did it?
Yeah. It was, yeah. We didn't have a drink that time.
God. I'd have thought that was just this, but it wasn't this year, was it?
No, I don't think it was. I think that was summer 2023. That. I don't think we did it this year.
I don't know.
I'm sure we'd have filmed it if we'd done it this year.
Yes, true. So yeah, lots of things to look forward to.
Yep. Give us any more ideas, any more tips.
Any ideas, any things you'd like us to talk about, tips and tricks, natters.
May try doing a live at some stage.
Yeah.
Not got us head around that yet, have we? See how that works. I'm not sure. It's in our game, but it's not in our mind, I should say.
Yeah.
But we've not really put a thought of what that would mean or what that would be.
Yeah. And then with Vlogmas then, won't it?
Then it's back to Vlogmas again, and we're thinking alternative Vlogmas next year, aren't we? Somehow, I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. I do like the run up to Christmas. I do. I just this year, not the run up to Christmas, just around about Christmas Day. I was just starting to really see through the illusion of it all, the overspending, the fact that a lot of the dates around there are not correct dates.
Yeah, we tried to be a bit more, not frugal, but more clever in our spending and spend on stuff that we knew we wanted rather than just get any old crap. Like your books. And, I know Claire wanted some more nicer books that she could keep. And obviously I got another watch and some jewellery that I was short of and things like that. And yeah, it's better to buy stuff you need rather than just buying stuff because it's Christmas.
And I think the pressure on people at the minute to spend is sick. It's a disease and it's causing disease. The pressure on people to spend and to overindulge is profound, and it's very, very clever how it's done. Even like I've noticed this, even holistic sites and stuff on like Instagram, tablet for this, tablet ointment for this, spray for this, oil for this, and it's just bombarded you all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I fell for it as well. I've got a new telly. It's not come yet. It's coming on the 2nd. It's on order. Because we were going to try and... There's a thing called Now TV in the UK, which is like Netflixy kind of thing, but it's like what we have, Sky or cable, but it's just box sets, and it's just streaming, so you can do it without being against the law with your TV license. And the TV I got, it didn't like it, the app, and when it came up, it said that they were going to stop servicing the app in January 2025. I'm like, oh, so you're not going to update the app at all? No. So I had to cancel it, and then I thought, oh, shall we buy a new TV?
We've seen other things with that TV, so it's cracked at the top as well. We've seen other things. I mean, I don't watch TV a lot, and you don't now compared to what you used to do.
No, and I try and be careful what I watch, but I do like the telly and watching stuff at now and again, and it's nice to have a nice one. So, and I got a good deal, I think, maybe. So we'll see. But yes, got into the Matrix for the telly. Sorry.
It is what it is. It's going to take a lot to be where we're all meant to be. It's not.
I didn't go ballistic though.
Clicking your fingers.
It was you know, it was what it is. It wasn't a £2,000 700-inch telly. You know what I mean? It's just like it's an inch bigger than one we already had. You know what I mean? So what are you gonna do? I don't think it'd fit on our TV stand, and I didn't want to pay for a new TV stand as well.
No,
so.
Gets silly, doesn't it?
So there you are.
That's it. That's the year in a nutshell.
That's the year in a nutshell, and we got 2025 coming up. I hope it's going to be prosperous to everybody as well as us.
Yes, definitely. And we'll keep looking at planning content and thinking about where we can take the channel next. Give us any ideas of, like we said, natters, chats, Q&As, places to visit, houses to visit, Christmas markets, cities, theatre productions, that kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll see what we can actually achieve. See what's achievable in a year without killing us. You just learn, don't you? Yeah.
But you can see on the channel where the content just drops because we're like, oh god, we literally did burn ourselves out with all that travelling and
Scotland really did.
A lot of those places hold such heaviness as well, heavy energies and lots of people and history, and it's a lot for your body to process.
It is,
Anyway, is that it then?
I think that's it, yeah.
Enjoy your new year.
Yep.
We'll see you soon. But we'll be seeing you a lot sooner than you think because we've got the challenge video to go up.
We have, yes. So this will go straight up, I think, and then 1st of January, the challenge video going up.
Yep. Okay. Oh, my nose is itching.
Oh,
I've got to sneeze.
Thank you, everybody, for watching through the year. It's much appreciated.
Thank you for your support, likes, comments, shares, subscriptions.
Yep. Keep them coming.
Yeah.
And we'll keep on doing the videos.
We will do. See you later.
So long.
Bye.